Good morning. Happy Baby Friday. It is time for just a word from the Word. Our passage this morning comes from the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 15, verses 9 through 13, and I'm reading from the English Standard Version. I used my phone this morning since it's a little bit longer of a passage, a little bit easier to get through. Here it is. And he gathered all Judah and Benjamin, he being King Asa of Judah, and those from Ephraim, Manasseh, and Simeon, who were residing with them, for great numbers had deserted to him from Israel, when they saw that the Lord his God was with him. They were gathered at Jerusalem in the 3rd month of the 15th year of the reign of Asa. They sacrificed to the Lord on that day from the spoil that they had brought 700 oxen and 7,000 sheep. And they entered into a covenant to seek the Lord, the God of their fathers, with all of their heart and with all of their soul. Check out verse 13. It sounds so harsh. But that whoever would not seek the Lord, the God of Israel, are you ready for this? Should be put to death, whether young or old, man or woman. That's harsh. That's harsh right there. And as I was going through that as part of my Bible reading this morning, as I was going through that, that was my reaction. I was like, that's harsh. These are people that have just chosen to not worship the God of Israel. They have a choice, right? But yet the majority of those in Judah and some from Israel at that time, the country was divided, said, we're turning back to the Lord completely. And if you're not going to do it, sayonara, baby, we'll see you later. And they put them to death. How would you like that kind of death sentence in your life? You're not serving the Lord, you're done. We're killing you. That's harsh, isn't it? And yet, I just felt the Lord put it in my heart. I won't say the Lord said, but sure did feel it in my heart as I was praying this morning. Y'all, we need to send out a death sentence, not to other people, not to those that are not Christians. That's not what I'm saying. Don't go out and say, Jan said to kill anybody that wasn't a Christian. That's not what I'm saying. But the death sentence needs to be to, are you ready for this? Because you know where I'm going, right? To our will. To those parts in our lives that we will not surrender to the Lord. One of my heroes of the faith, Sister Nona Freeman, she and her husband were missionaries to the continent of Africa for 41 years. They worked and they labored there for 41 years. And Sister Freeman, they came back to the States and really just went around evangelizing, preaching. But it was something that Sister Nona Freeman would say quite often. And I think about it. You gotta die. You gotta die. There's got to be a death sentence to our will, to that part of us that absolutely refuses to serve God. And so this morning's just a word from the Word. Enact that death sentence on your will. Enact that death sentence on your desires, on anything in your life that will not bow down to the authority of the Lord. You got to kill it. It's got to go. How do you do that? You got to pray and ask the Lord to show you what part of your heart is not surrendered, what part of your life is not surrendered to Him. And you've got to lay that down before Him. Ask Him to forgive you for that lack of surrender, for that rebellion in your heart, and ask Him to help you. Ask Him to help you give all of your heart to Him. Now, I wish I could say, after living for the Lord a vast majority of my life, that I didn't have an issue with this. But y'all, as long as we are in this flesh, as long as we are walking around in these earthly bodies with our human will, we're going to have a problem with it. We're going to have to go through that death struggle on a fairly regular basis. But it's the call of God on our lives to surrender everything to Him. Here is where I lay it down. Every part of our lives have got to be laid down before the Lord. They've got to have a death sentence so that we can serve the Lord with all of our heart, all of our soul, all of our might, all of our mind, and all of our strength. Enact the death sentence today on your will. Surrender everything to the Lord. When we do, does that make everything all of a sudden okay? Not necessarily. But it does give God room to work and to move in our lives. And it will be so much better for our eternity when we learn to surrender. Yeah, that's just a word from the Word. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.